everyone, and today we're talking about a TikTok account by the name Innkastar. And this is going to get a little bit confusing because it is a Russian TikTok account, and it's currently been blowing up here in the West. And why is that? Well, it's because a lot of people believe these two girls are being forced to make these videos and are kidnapped. I heard about this account after doing research in my YouTube studio. There is an option to figure out what things your viewers are searching for, so you can fill in the gaps. And Innkastar came up as one of the most popular for my US viewers, and it did pique my interest. Now I'm here to determine whether they actually need help or if they're doing it for attention and clout. And I don't want to discredit anyone who may be in this sort of situation. It's just not a likely scenario. To preface, there is a self-proclaimed alpha male who was arrested for suspicion of human trafficking. And it was a similar thing where he would talk girls into doing work online for him. So I know this sort of thing is not impossible. And that case took place in Romania, which is very close to Russia. And not to go on too far of a tangent, but this person actually made a website dedicated to teaching people how to do this for themselves. It was a site known as the War Room. But like I said, tangent over. These girls have been on TikTok for at least 2 years. I've seen as far back as 2020. And that's how far back I went to see if this was a pattern of behavior up until people noticed it. But let's go into what people think are signs that they are in trouble. Now, this is important because people in the comment section said, wear pink if you're in trouble, or do the suave sound if you're in trouble. And in this case, she did both. Now, I guess this would be a clear sign for help or a clear sign of clout chasing. And I'm not 100% sure because they stopped posting on their TikTok sometime in March, but not on their Instagram or their RTube, which RTube is a Russian video sharing site similar to YouTube. But what further evidence do people have to prove that these two ladies are in danger? Now, I don't understand this evidence fully. Her hand looks a little weird, but I don't know how that correlates to being kidnapped. It could possibly be a branding of some sort, but it also could have just been an accident. She touched something that was hot and then it left a scar. Basically what I'm saying is this may not be sinister at all. But this next one is really odd to me because a lot of people are pointing out they do not blink. I don't know how this could relate to being in danger or being kidnapped. It's just really odd. I couldn't hold my eyes open that long without blinking. Just unusual behavior. But it doesn't really stick out as a red flag to me. This to me is also odd because she'll make a worried expression and then she'll go back to a smirk. I'm not a body language expert or anything like that, but that seemed purposeful. Like, I believe maybe she's playing a timid character, for example, not maybe in real life is she scared, but that's just my take on that. And this is from her personal Instagram. She goes by Mimikliffi, which I could be pronouncing both of their names wrong. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. She doesn't seem afraid. If anything, she seems really confident. So my initial analysis of her pretending to be scared as a character seems more plausible. So I've seen pictures of the girl in the back. It is Innkastar's sister, and she seems to do rouge on her cheeks, making them a little redder, which isn't necessarily bruises.
You want to play a little one-on-one, doll? Doll? Uh-huh.
I mean, I personally don't see the bruising they're talking about, but to their credit, I don't know, but I know she wears rouge on her cheeks. And you also have to think about if there is bruising. Not to call these girls out for getting work done, there's nothing wrong with that, but it sometimes causes bruising. So maybe that's the bruising they're talking about. This to me seems like it's possibly another surgery. They probably just got lip filler and there's nothing wrong with their lips necessarily. No signs of them being harmed in any way. Just when you do get lip filler, it looks probably a little inflamed. And trust me, I'm no expert. I just know when you have work done, bruising and swelling tends to happen. And I really want to emphasize I'm not trying to shame anyone who has had work done. We just have to know the difference between surgeries and the bruising and swelling that might come from injury. And I also want to say this is very situational. So bruises on one person could be from surgery, and bruises on another person could be a sign of harm. And I did see a video of Innkastar. She looked like she had a broken nose, but it likely also could be from a nose job because your face gets really swollen after that sort of procedure, as well as bruising. So that puts a whole different narrative into perspective versus somebody did this to her or she did this on her own accord. And one is really scary and one is completely understandable. And something I found odd was Mimikliffi's TikTok is gone in the sense that she has privated it. So all the clips I've used of just her have been on her Instagram that was from her TikTok, which is strange. I wanted to look at her TikTok as well, but it's not accessible.
My age, my favorite color, my height, my sign, do I have a lover? What's my nationality? My name, my age, my favorite color, my height, my sign, do I have a lover? What's my nationality?
I'm not sure why they're lying about their age. It's a little bit strange. You don't go from 15 to 20 in 2 years and stay 35 in 2 years. But I mean, lying about your age isn't necessarily proof that you're kidnapped. I mean, if anything, it would be evidence of possible deception. Now this to me was the most compelling evidence, but at the same time we have to remember this is a woman from Russia, not from an English-speaking country, which this would be more well known. Sign language isn't a universal language. I mean, she could have easily looked it up, but it just seems unlikely unless she is in trouble. It could just be something she's doing for the video to hold her fingers tight before she starts counting. So she might not even be thinking about that's a call for help unless she read the comments and deciphered it for some more attention.
Готова к школе?
Да.
Молодец.
A lot of people in the comments of this video seem to think that since they're outside, they're just fine. They're doing, I guess, some sort of a challenge. If you fist pump, you get to keep what's in her hand. That's what I gather from that video. I mean, it all could have been staged to make them look like they're fine, but it just seems unlikely. And on top of all this supposed proof and evidence, there's also been several occasions where people in the comments, even before the previous one I showed, said please wear this color if you need help, and then she did it. Which there could have been some trouble in the translation, and not understanding the context of where if you're in danger. Or two, she fully understands the translation and is playing into this for some more attention and views. And the second one seems more likely to me. I just noticed that the comment where it says to do suave if you need help, that is actually from May. The suave video was done in March. But the wear pink was before she did the suave. video. The comment was from March 10th, and her Suave video was done on March 23rd. And now she may not have been posting on her TikTok since March, but she has been uploading consistently to Instagram as well as her RTube. That also goes for Mimikliffi, her sister as well. Both been consistent, and they share that channel on RTube together.
Мимиклиффи. Всем привет-привет! Всем любителям печенья Чокопай понравится это видео, так как мы приготовим полезную версию этого лакомства.
Now I looked through the whole video and nothing seemed out of place. And this video was posted on the 12th of June 2022, so incredibly recently. All the videos on this channel are cooking related, and I skimmed through them. None of them seem out of the ordinary either.
Пай получились очень вкусные, а наш коктейль идеально их дополняет. Нам пора прощаться. До новых рецептов. Пока-пока.
Since I don't know the language, the things that are being said are completely unknown to me. I can only guess based upon context clues. So based upon that, they once again seem to be absolutely fine. One of the things I looked into was putting both Innkastar and Mimikliffi's name into Twitter. Nothing really came up on Innkastar besides a fan page, and then Mimikliffi's came up. It had a lot of different things like a defunct Instagram, and then a link to another Instagram page, PR the Faces. The Russian translation says, Mimikliffi is known to audiences as Mimikliffi, dance blogger, helps people remember trends by shooting tutorials on them. Filming with her sister, they become the first bloggers in Russia to shoot emoji tutorials. Look for all the most relevant trends in her account. At the moment, the audience on TikTok is 7.5 million, and that was posted on March 31st. And that was only about a week after Innkastar stopped posting. And I'm unsure of when Mimikliffi's TikTok went private, but I can only assume it was probably around the same time. I mean, this all could be nothing suspicious at all. I mean, they could have just privated the account and stopped posting because of the war that's going on in Ukraine. It could be any reason, really. I just find it weird that one of the Instagrams is no longer available, and there is only a screenshot of it now. And that's how I found PR the Faces, because I could see the link in the screenshot, and I typed it in and it was an active link. And I can only assume that this screenshot is from the defunct Instagram account, which, like I said, I don't know if it matters at all. I just find it a little bit strange. Now, the final thing I looked into was both of their Instagram accounts, which they both seem fine. I mean, pictures don't tell all, especially on Instagram. But I've seen some correlations in their photos, so it's very obvious they are always together, which isn't necessarily evidence there isn't a third scary person in their group, but it just feels unlikely. This is about the only picture of them both together, which doesn't mean there's technically a third scary person, but they could have definitely asked someone who was passing by and stop and take their picture. That's not impossible. People stop me every once in a while to take a picture of them, so it's likely. And this was Mimikliffi's story from just the other day. Once again, she looks just fine, and I'm going to assume that Innkastar is the one holding the camera, which she usually is, it seems. And after reviewing everything, I think they're probably fine. I don't believe they're kidnapped. I don't believe they're in danger. If anything, they're probably just playing into it, because why not? To my knowledge, they've never addressed it, and that could be for a couple of reasons. They don't want to give it more attention because it's not true, or they're trying to bring more attention to it because they're never acknowledging it. That accompanied with the fact that people are like, wear pink if you're in danger, and then they wear pink. Do the sound suave, they do the sound suave. You get what I'm saying. And to review, I don't believe any bruises they have were not from a surgery of some sort. I don't think they were inflicted upon them in a malicious way. Same with their lips. They probably just had a surgery, lip injections. Like I said, nothing wrong with doing those things. Mimikliffi looking scared. It's probably just a character she's portraying on her sister's first TikTok, she's probably not scared. And the hand sign for help, either she doesn't know what it means and she's did it on accident, or she knows what it means and she's just looking to get a little more attention but isn't in danger. I've dived into this way deeper than I ever thought I was going to. I was just going to skim a few things and give my thoughts, but I did a full deep dive. But I could have missed some things, of course. I'm not perfect, I'm just one person. And that language barrier, they could have addressed it at some point, but I would never know because I don't understand what they're saying. And the main thing I wanted to do here was to debunk conspiracy. If these girls aren't really in danger, people shouldn't be wasting their energy trying to save them. And of course, if they are in danger, we need to pour more of our energy into this. But from everything I just said, I don't believe they're in trouble, and if they've addressed it, they haven't addressed it to the American/English speaking audience that believes they're in danger, which is somewhat problematic, but at the same time, if they do address it, people are still going to believe what they're going to believe through these subtle hints that people think they're leaving. And it's really best to try not to get wrapped up into that. I understand caring about somebody else's safety, but you shouldn't take it to mental gymnastics to say, I think they're in trouble because of this reason and that reason, and it's altogether, it does seem strange, but no more than that, really. And if I did miss anything, please let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I don't speak Russian, so that's a bit of a problem when looking into this. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think they are really in trouble? Let me know about that as well down in the comments below, and be safe out there, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!